Alright, it is finally time to show you guys what I've been working on for the past 2 months. I bought this car. I've wanted it since I was like 15 years old, and 5 years later, I finally bought one, and it needed some work when I bought it, so I wanted to wait to show it off until I had kind of made it look at least kind of presentable. But without further ado, here it is. So welcome. This is my 2003 Infiniti G35 Coupe, and it's black. This is what it looked like when I had bought it, and this is what it looks like now. Went on some 18-inch wheels from the 20s that were on it before. They're NKs I bought off my roommate, so I'm not exactly sure which model it was. I can't remember. We got the Spec D headlights, just classic on these. We have the Brembo package from the factory, which means we also have the LSD. It's lowered on iBox springs, and I wrapped it myself. It took me like 3 weeks, and it came out pretty good everywhere, but about right here. I kind of messed it up, so it's gonna have to be redone at some point, but that's fine. It still looks a lot better than it did, and the spoiler's gonna have to go on as well. But I ran out of wrap for that, unfortunately. But yeah, let's go ahead and pop the hood. Oh wow, I forgot my key. There we go. That might help. Don't have my key fobs programmed yet, but that's all right. Pretty clean interior, 6-speed manual, of course. A couple rips in the seats, but considering this car is older than I am and you can't really find these with a clean interior, I'd say this one is not too shabby. We got a Bluetooth radio, nothing fancy though. Obviously the 6-speed manual, black interior, heated seats, the Bose sound system, and I mean, yeah, just basic stuff. I wrapped these in some old wrap I had from my Veloster hood actually, because the paint on them was peeling pretty bad and it just didn't look the greatest. So I figured I would at least look a little bit better in the meantime before I go through and eventually replace all those panels inside there. Now, here it is. I mean, it's nothing fancy. G35 it's a non-rev up. Bone stock, except for this Z1. I mean, it's kind of a short ram intake. I wouldn't call it a cold air, but just the intake. Everything else is stock on the car. I replaced the power steering pump and had to do the valve cover gaskets. But other than that, I haven't had to do much up top of the motor. On the bottom, I did have to do the lower oil pan because that was leaking pretty bad, and my output shaft seal and my rear main are still leaking. So that's something I'm gonna have to address at some point as well, but we'll get to that later. Now, this car was bone stock when I bought it, except for this intake and a Flowmaster muffler. The rest of the exhaust is completely stock. But we're gonna change that, aren't we? Now, I bought this car to be something that I could build as a fun daily. I've always liked the car. I know a lot about them. I've worked on VQs a lot. I mean, I have a video of me swapping the engine on one of these on the channel already. And I want to build a car that I can have fun with every single day. I can take the track every once in a while, and I can learn how to slide in. And it needs a lot of stuff to get to that point. And I've done a lot of stuff already to get it to where it is today. And I can't remember it all off the top of my head right now, but everything I've done, I recorded a little video after, and I figured I'd put it all at the end of this video. If you want to watch it, see everything that I did. The main stuff is the wrap, the headlights, the iBox lowering springs, brand new front suspension, control arms, tie rods, ball joints, the whole 9 yards on KYB shocks, and just some CarQuest struts on those lowering springs. I didn't want to go coilovers on this car because I was tired of daylaying them on the Veloster. It just wasn't comfortable anymore, so I went with the springs this time, and I've been pretty happy with them so far. They ride nice and they handle great. The main things that this needs is a proper tire setup The tires on it right now, I mean, they're fine, but I want to go with a staggered setup at the end. It's rocking a square setup of 235, 40, 18 all the way around on some. They're Bridgestone Potenzas. They're a decent tire, but just not really what I'm looking for on my car personally. I'm going to be running, I believe, 245s in the front and 265s in the rear. I believe that's what I had planned out, and hopefully I can get that done kind of soon. But the next maintenance items on this car are definitely going to be the output shaft seal and my diff bushing. We'll be putting urethane diff bushing in there, and then just OEM output shaft seal. So hopefully that'll come soonish. I've already put way too much money into this car, and I still have parts over there that I haven't even put in yet. And those are going to be in upcoming videos. I'm about to record one right now. So maybe in like a week or so that'll be out as well. And that'll be a fun one. So I'll just leave you all with all the clips of everything I've done to this car and a little video of my first time trying to swing it around at the end, if you care to watch it. So yeah. It's gonna be doing some pretty big things with this car. I want to build it into my dream G35. So if y'all want to watch, I'll make videos. Thanks for watching. Have fun with the clips. I'll see y'all later. Alright, so we're getting the old piece of shit 20s off of her. Swapping on these NKs. They're 18s. They got some, I don't know if they got some tires with better tread on them. They're not technically the right size, so it might look a little goofy for now, but that's alright. Just gotta get some hub-centric rings for them, and they should clear the Brumbos right here. Got the wheels on it. Need a 1-inch spacer for the front, I'm thinking, and then a 2-inch in the rear as well. That should flush it up pretty good. There we go, they just put in a new power steering pump. I had to drain the coolant and shit, but it is what it is. I'll have to bleed in just a second. But yeah, so that's in. Hopefully, I'm not sure about this belt, it might be the wrong size. Looks like the dude kind of cut it. I don't know if you can see, but if I have to, I'll throw a new belt on there. But hopefully that'll fix the squeaking noise. And that pump was leaking a little bit anyways. Alright, we got in some new uppers, new lowers, and some new sway bar inlinks. The only thing we have to do is we have to do our struts and our lower ball joints, which I just wasn't able to do today because I need to rent a tool for it. Yeah, and the suspension will pretty much be rebuilt aside from this sidearm. So under the hood now, we got the valve cover off, just to see. There's a lot of, the guy put a lot of RTV in that corner back there, and it was seeping out some oil a little bit. And also gave me a chance to look at how things are looking down here. They look pretty good. This guy used quite a bit of RTV on this. Yeah, clean up the intake a little bit, just as much as I could without having to, I need to do a fuel system treatment at some point. Yeah, everything looks pretty clean. All the gaskets that he said were replaced look to be. So the runner's gasket, bottom gasket, stuff like that. And yeah, gonna put it all back together now. Moving on to the bottom end today. Just placed the O-ring behind this oil core with a nice fresh OEM Nissan one. And cleaning all the crap off of this oil pan. This dude used way too much RTV on it, and it was starting to spew out the sides. So everything inside there looks pretty good. The pickup tube, I didn't see any metal shavings or anything in there, so we should be all good. Getting in some new wheel bearings. We got the new ones pressed onto the hub. So we're back on our axle, and these ones should be a lot quieter because those old ones were very loud. So that should quiet it up.
That's pretty solid though.
So today we were taking our old crusty DVT solenoid gaskets that were leaking oil, at least on this side, and we're putting in some fresh ones. And here's the solenoid. Been trying to clean it up a bit, but I don't have any brake clean, so this is the best I got. But yeah, we're gonna get those switched out. And tomorrow I gotta do the O2 sensors because it threw a code at me today for them. But that's alright. Alright, so today I just finished up putting in some fresh O2 sensors. I don't know if you can see them back there. Got a check engine light because these pretty much are done. So I went ahead and replaced those just so my check engine light will be functional again. All our things yesterday, like make sure this window is fully lined up at the top because it wasn't before and it was flapping around. It looks like the previous owner actually had it tinted with it in the wrong spot. So yeah, that's okay though. It's gonna have to get retinted anyways. Also wrapped these panels right here with some leftover wrap I had laying around, this forced carbon. I think it came out pretty good. Definitely looks a lot better than the peel and paint that was on there before. And we also managed to get my radio working that had basically just a bad ground before. Finally got all the suspension in. We got our iBox Sportline lowering springs on some KYB sports struts with fresh boots and new hardware, bushings, all that stuff. And up front, we got some new inner outer tie rods, ball joints, sway bar end links, new lower control arm, new upper control arm, which we've done a while ago. And then the iBox Sportline springs on some CarQuest sports suspension struts. And yeah, that's gonna be our suspension setup for now. I didn't want to go coilovers on this car because I had them on my Veloster and I was kind of tired of getting beat up every time I drive. Starting early this morning on the G, got the bumper off and the headlights out and the side skirts off so that I can start wrapping these fenders by myself. My buddy came and helped me knock out the roof last night. It's not perfect and I'm gonna have to touch up kind of down in these crevices because you can see the red. But my roommate had a good idea of using some nail polish remover for that. Or not remover, just some black nail polish and getting it down in there. So I think I'll end up trying that after it's all done. Seems to be staying down okay, better than on some of the edges. But it is what it is. It's not gonna be perfect. Just finished sanding this fender. This one actually didn't need much attention. Just kind of up here, the clear coat was coming up. Pretty much the whole roof had to be sanded. I'll throw a picture up of that. So this one over here, however, it's gonna need a little more attention. As you can see, that clear coat's just peeled up. And you get these little specks here that I think is primer. I'll have to make sure all this comes out or it's gonna show through the wrap because you can feel it. So I'm basically just sanding. I'm using, I believe, a 120 grit. I probably could have gone for something a little bit stronger, but you just kind of want to get it until you can't feel where these are anymore. When you run your finger across them, you want that shit nice and smooth. So I'm gonna bust the sander out, bring it over here, and we're gonna get this side done so we can start wrapping these bad boys. And I just pulled the bumper because I had to do that to take out the headlights. And then I pulled the side skirts just so we could get our corners as nice as possible. Because I don't really have an option to do that on the roof, and that's why the corners aren't that great. So I want to make sure I can really tuck that wrap as much as possible to make sure it stays nice and flat. So let me sand this side down. And there we go, we got a nice smooth surface now. Might not look smooth, but you couldn't. If I were to close my eyes and start dragging my finger around, I wouldn't be able to tell where this is. And that's all that really matters. Just make sure if y'all are doing this, you don't put any more pressure on the sander than just the weight of it. Just kind of let it sit up there and do its thing. And I would recommend going with maybe, especially if your paint's as bad as mine, maybe something a little stronger than a 120 grit. Yeah, gotta break out the pressure washer and clean this bitch down real quick and pull it in the garage and get to wrapping. Alrighty, so we got basically the whole car sanded. The hood here, I just sprayed it down and dried it off. Fender, mirrors, A-pillar. This section right here needs some more work, honestly. The sandpaper I'm using is not getting that out, so I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do about that. Got a decent amount of the trunk done. I haven't pulled the spoiler off yet, just because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to this part of it before it rains again. So I think I'm just gonna leave that for now. Just a couple spots on the quarter here. This A-pillar up here needs quite a bit of love. And then this mirror here. And yeah, here's how the fender came out. Considering I've never wrapped a panel blown before, I say it came out alright. It's got shit like this over it, which is kind of disappointing, but you know, it is what it is. It's not gonna be perfect. If you're ever thinking about wrapping your own car, just realize that there's a reason it costs so much to pay somebody to do it. And over here we get a sneak peek at some stuff. Probably guess what's in that box. And then some test pipes, because I keep getting cat codes. Because those cats are clogged as fuck. So, I'm excited and nervous to hear what those sound like. The rest of the exhaust, other than the muffler, is stock. So, and it does have a muffler, it's just a Flowmaster. So hopefully it's not too loud. But yeah, gonna start sanding the bumper. This is gonna need quite a bit of work. As you can see, a lot of, down to the primer in a lot of places, and just, yeah, just peeling to hell. So I'll try and take care of that. And maybe we can get that fender, the hood, and the bumper done today, and then I can put in what's in that box. That would be very exciting. Got this other fender finished up the other day. Came out pretty solid. About a lot better than this side, a lot less little wrinkles and stuff. But because this is the first panel I ever did by myself, I say it came out pretty good. Did this A-pillar last night. Came out pretty good. A couple spots where it's trying to come back up on me, and one crease right here. But I kind of started it at an unoptimal angle. I should have gone all the way up and down and then across, instead of just laying this top part and then trying to get the upper part up here. But that's what I did on this side. And it came out a lot better, had a lot smoother experience putting that in. I'm just finishing up the cutting and tucking now. And this one came out even better, and only took me like, I don't know, 8 minutes, something like that, to lay it all. And over here we got the boys putting in some Euros. And some side markers on the Mustang. And then here's the old 3 valve. Working on the doors today. I just finished up this side a minute ago. The doors and the door handles. You can see a little bit of red back here. And I think these actually came out pretty good. At least on this side it did. I have just straight up black mirrors coming, so I'm not gonna be wrapping those because it's like damn near impossible because I'm bad. But I'm about to do this side, and as you can see, actually take out the mirror so you can get all the way up in here, get a nice line, and then also take out the door handle. Except on this side, you can't take this all the way out because of the locking mechanism. So I'm just gonna put it back where it was and kind of cut out around it, and then just tuck right here. Hopefully that'll work out pretty good, and then I can still get this area. There she is in all her glory, man. It's the most satisfying car wash in my entire life. Man, I'm proud of it, dude. Other than the rear bumper, I mean, look at this bullshit. I'm gonna have to redo it. At least the bottom part. And that's fine, because I kind of need some more wrap for the spoiler anyway, because you can see where it was. But other than that, everything else, man, I'm fucking proud of this car. Holy shit, it just like I'm out here and I'm tripping. I'm like, what the fuck? It's black. Interior clean as shit too. Yeah. Ignore the door rip. The seat rip. It's fine.
Oh, I fucked that up. Dude, it spins so easy. Go take her out. That's so bad.
Yeah. I think the tires are about done. At least for a second.
My poor transmission.